Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Retreadcast, the regular video podcast series for the Tyre retreading industry. As usual, I'm joined by my father, David Wilson, the publisher of Retreading Business. David, I understand you have a fascinating interview for us today, and the interviewee is from South America. So tell me, what have you got planned for us?
Thank you, Richard. Those people who've been active in the retread market for more than 10 years will be very familiar with the name of Joao Carlos Paludo, the ex-CEO of the Recircle group. In recent years, Joao Carlos has been concentrating on developing his new business, the ADR group, which incorporates several companies, including the tread rubber brand Silvercap, which since its launch in 2014 has gradually increased its presence in the South American market. Now, 6 years on, the company is ready to develop a more international profile, so we were delighted to be able to renew our acquaintance with Joao Carlos, who joined us from his base in Uruguay, where the company manufactures its range of pre-cured threads. And for the interlude in the middle, we have an update on the nominations process for the Recircle Awards.
Good. Well, that sounds like it'll be an interesting video, and it sounds like we've got a good little interlude planned in for the middle of the podcast as well. Well, without any more waiting around, we have that interview with Joao Carlos Paludo coming up for you right now.
Today on the Retreadcast, we're delighted to be able to welcome Joao Carlos Paludo to the podcast. Joao Carlos will be known to many in the global market as the ex-CEO of Recircle, but today he's the president of the ADR group, which is responsible for the fast-growing Silvercap tread rubber brand. Joao Carlos, it's a few years since we talked, so it's a pleasure to be able to talk about the growth of your business. Welcome to the Retreadcast.
Thank you so much, David, for the invitation, and it's a huge pleasure for me to be here talking about the retreading business. As you mentioned, I'm re-entering. I'd like to say that I've never left the retreading and rubber business. I only, how can I say, change the way to go into this market. I was born in a family, in an entrepreneur's family, where the rubber plant was built on the side of our home. Since I was born 53 years ago, I am in the rubber business. I saw the company founded by my father, Vicente Paludo, and my mother, Angela Pellegrini Paludo, born and to grow, initially in Brazil, then in South America. The company that my father and mother at that time have nationalized the process of chemical cure in Latin America. And the most important thing I see in this market is to have the values that they teach to me. And me to be into this market is like to have to pay a tribute to them, to keep their values. For you to have an idea, most of my time when I was working in Brazil, I shared the office and the same table with my father. So a lot of learnings, a lot of knowledge, examples, and that's the best heritage that I have to keep.
Excellent. Well, I remember your father well. The first time that I came to Brazil, I met him, and it was a pleasure at that time to be able to do that. Now, it's to tell us something about the structure of the ADR group, the Silvercap tread rubber business, and your distribution company, Road Parts. We know that Road Parts is located in Nova Prata, but that you have production facilities in Uruguay. So tell me a little bit about the structure of the business.
Yeah, Nova Prata in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil, is my hometown. And today the headquarters of Road Parts are in Nova Prata. And the ADR Group is a holding company that has many other companies under its umbrella. We have Focus on Energy, for example. It's a small hydroelectric power plant. We have Pellegrini Commerce and Distribution of Goods. It's a trading company. We have NTJ Investments Brazil, the company that is in charge of to the register of the brands in more than 60 countries. The brands Silvercap and Dueviti, the new Tyre brands, and also in charge to the licenses and the patents that we are working on for the new products. Also, talking about the most important company of the group, that's Road Parts. We have distribution centers, the headquarters in Nova Prata. The distribution centers are in São Leopoldo, where there is an off-take operation. Another branch in Itajaí, Santa Catarina, in the port, where we import thousands and thousands of new tires for Brazil, and we export rubber, and we import rubber equipments from Asia. We import supplies for the rubber industry in Brazil. And the third branch is located in Pernambuco, Recife, northeast part of Brazil. There are 16 states at that region. That's very important, where it's very important to have a warehouse. And also we are planning to open a warehouse in São Paulo, the most important market in Brazil. Also, I can complement with the structure. I was talking about Brazil. Internationally, we have the plant here in Uruguay. The headquarters are in Montevideo, and the plant is in Libertad, a city of the San Jose department, near here, 39 kilometers far from the port, the Montevideo port.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the range of products that you're currently producing and what your plans are with regards to the extension of your production capabilities? We know that in addition to your own facilities, you also have off-take agreements with the manufacturers in Brazil, Malaysia, and China, for example.
Yeah, the first off-take we've done in the past was in China. Is still operating. We have all of the supplier there, and the molds and the technology we transfer to a local supplier. We have an off-take operation in Malaysia too, and in Brazil. And our plant here in Uruguay is divided in three different things. One of them is a complete plant for retreading materials, since precure threads, camelback, cushion gum, rope rubber, a complete industry for the retreading business. Another section that we have, we built here a new tire plant for motorcycle tires with a initial capacity of 25,000 tires per month, targeting 100,000 tires per month for the local and Brazilian market and Latin American region. And at least, we built also here a retread shop with a huge capacity, state-of-art equipment and trained people to produce until 5,000 truck tires per month to local and export market. Uruguay allows to import casings, so we import casings from Asia, from Japan, from Europe. We retread here, and we export for. We are planning to export to Africa, Central America, even to Europe. We have some customers interested.
We'll be returning to hear the remainder of David's interview with Joao Carlos shortly. But as you can see, I'm once again back in front of our Recircle Awards sponsors board, which is beginning to fill out. Many thanks to our main sponsors, Autopromotech, for their support, as well as our main partners and collaborators, including trophy sponsors Marangoni, as well as Kaltire, Kryborg, and Vipal. Meanwhile, we're now entering a new phase of the process. David, can you please bring us up to date?
Yes, of course. The nominations process closed on November the 13th, and our 10-strong nominations committee is now pouring its way through the hundreds of nominations we receive from readers from all over the world. Once this process is complete, we'll be announcing the shortlist of 5 candidates for each of the 14 awards that are open to the public vote on 30th of November via a press release and via a special Recircle Awards podcast.
Well, that sounds like something our regular viewers should definitely put in their diaries. When does the voting process begin?
Voting commences on the same day, 30th of November, just as soon as the shortlist is announced. You can vote via the voting forms on our website at any time until the voting closes on March the 5th.
Well, there you have it. If you're interested in finding out more about the Recircle Awards, there is an extensive FAQ section on the awards website at recircleawards.com. Now, without any more waiting around, let's return to David's interview with Joao Carlos Paludo.
Okay, excellent, that sounds interesting. So tell me about Silvercap. It's a really good brand name, especially if you're looking to have an international presence in English-speaking markets, for example. But what was the origin of the brand name?
The brand name is, telling you the truth, first of all, is a tribute to my hometown of Prata. Prata in Portuguese means silver in English, so it would be new silver. And cap as a retreading. So the brand fits very well for the market, for the purpose, has a good phonetics in any language, and it is registered in more than 60 countries today. So we have an approach to really go to the international markets that where I most spend of my time, my lifetime, on retreading all around the world. Our target is to have someday with any tire in the world to have a small piece of our products, a repair, whatever, okay, to be everywhere. We have a leader's DNA, you know.
Okay, so the Brazilian retread market is a very competitive market, of course, as we all know, and there are quite a few tread rubber brands competing for market share in that market. Tell us about the current status of your network in Brazil and what your aims are for growing it.
Brazilian market is composed with more than 1,000 retreaders. Most of them are very small companies, family-owned, with the family labor on that. And we are focused on these people, not only because it's a great social work to preserve these jobs and to share our knowledge with them, but it is something that gives us a lot of pleasure. I have been in contact personally with most of our customers, and to have this directed channel with the chairman, with the president of the company, is one of our goals. We are as simple as they are. So I have been traveling all around the world knowing the retreading market. We are similar everywhere. So if you do an honest business, respecting the human being, guaranteeing the supply of the goods, and even in these pandemic times, to keep the business done eye to eye, I'm sure it's the key to the success. It has worked in the past, and it's going to work in the future.
Absolutely. Okay, so we understand that your next step now is to enter the export market. But tell us, what are your priorities in terms of target countries and regions, and how do you propose to develop those markets?
The export markets, we are in all countries in South America, excluding Venezuela because of the economic situation. Even we are participating in Argentina due to the difficulty as they are now, but we are keeping our trust in the country, not only in the country, but in the people. 4 countries in South America, many countries in Central America. We are having good talks with very good customers in the African continent, Middle East, in Europe, in Spain, and in Mexico too. So also I believe after this interview, many known faces will get in contact with us.
Well, I hope so. Finally, what are your aspirations for the development of the Silvercap brand globally, and where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, as I said before, we have in our DNA that we want to be everywhere. We have a leader's DNA. We know we have a lot of work to do, and we are not afraid of that. We promise a very serious work. We promise our best dedication to the market. And all of the team, I have an excellent team of directors, of collaborators, and everybody is focused on the same way. Everybody is very engaged. Everybody is working on the same direction, with no time to waste in these times of in these times. Very connected. We work internally as a family team, and we want to have the same relation with our customers, suppliers, all of the stakeholders. I believe our legacy, the legacy that my father and mother, and I will tell you my sisters who contributed a lot with my father technically, 2 of them are chemists, is our best legacy. And we are sure that I have two small children. I want to leave to them a very interesting environment of succession in the future. I'm 53 years, I guess. I have 20 years more to work on this. And this is my strongest asset. David, I tell you from my heart, we love what we do. Rubber is in our veins. So we really believe in a better future, in a growing future, with respect and a great legacy.
Well, we certainly wish you all the best in your endeavours, and it's great to see you active in the international retreading market again. So, Joao Carlos, many thanks for appearing on the Retreadcast, and we hope to see you on the podcast again soon.
Well, that's almost all for this week. However, before we go, we wanted to draw your attention to our latest subscription offer. What can you tell us, David?
Well, for a limited time, we've introduced a special offer for subscribers to Retreading Business. If you take out a 2-year subscription to our magazine, we're offering the 2nd year for half price. To find out more and to make sure you get a hard copy of the magazine delivered to your door, as well as getting access to our premium pages, then visit the subscriptions page on our website or check out our regular e-newsletters.
Fantastic. Well, that's all for this week. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we look forward to welcoming you back for the next edition of the Retreadcast soon. Until then, stay safe.